to us yet, but it makes me feel good to just start it off right away with a bunch of rambling bullshit. And Dawn's head is kind of, um, let me see if I can kind of. Well, you got a QR code right in front of your face. Not exactly in front of your face. You know what, Maverick? We're just gonna kind of cut off me and Mav a little bit, and there we go. We centered us. That way, everybody knows that they can go to the QR code there. Which that QR code, yeah. Well, see, you leaned right into the QR code. Yeah, so I could like just. Oh wait, hold on. I just did it. Oh, look at that. I did. Yeah, you can actually literally. Yeah, you just grab onto it and move it. Look at that. Awesome. Cool. Thank you, Maverick. All right, so there we go. Now I can move that back over, and then I can make it back to the full size. Yeah, Maverick doesn't show his picture anyway, so right there. There we go. Yeah, we'll just keep. No, maybe later though. Tickle, tickle. Okay. No, no, you didn't miss anything. We didn't even start yet. Yeah, yeah. It ain't getting me. Nope, nope, nope. All right, Mav, ready? I'm gonna hit the button. Okay. All right. Your eyes? Is that how you talk? You talk to your eyes? Blink, 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 blink. I didn't. I didn't. I was. Cool. I guess we're gonna follow your lead, Sassy. Okay. All right, here we go. Well, yeah, so we're getting there. Well, I gotta get used to actually sending him video instead of an audio file. So I'm like, well, so from now on, I'll just put the audio. I'll put the video file in there. Mind you, it won't be ACX check certified, blah blah blah, because I usually do that shit through Audacity. uh, but yeah, you'll get the YouTube version of the sound quality, which you're not even gonna notice. Let's face it, you guys don't give a shit. You're not gonna notice. Yeah, 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 if they decide to care, right? So now, mind you, this wasn't technically our first episode because Sassy's been doing the rewinds where she goes through and she breaks down each episode of the Fallout television series with Sulior, and which you were there actually for the last one, and we have another one coming up. Yep, it's coming up very soon. I will. Yep, I will get that edited probably the same time I edit this particular show we're doing right now. And by uh, probably Friday, really freaking late at night, like midnight, might be done, or first thing Saturday morning. Anyway, yeah. That being said, Maverick, finish your spiel there because you didn't get into the socials and stuff yet. So yay, claps and yeah, yay. I'm gonna have to add in another whole clapping thing now. Yeah. Well, so I had a soundboard kind of for a little bit, and then remember it kind of became like antiquated and like overdone. So I was like, be careful. Small doses. Well, I have this control problem where I like to play with things. Yeah. Uh huh. Yeah. Yeah. I like pressing buttons, and sometimes not exactly the kind of buttons you guys are talking about because it's you. Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary. I'm glad you guys pay attention to that shit because I'd never know. I, I, I have no idea what the hell that was supposed to mean, but okay. Uh, we probably would have to ask his mom. Okay, good. Thanks for saving that for later. Uh, I'm sorry. I'm starting to see a cringe episode happening right now. I'm like, no, please don't do it. All right, no. No. We never hear anything but your voice. Like your microphone works really well. Yeah. Well, like I don't know what you like that little round thingy that I got to get one of those because apparently it works really good for you. Well, I've got this, the hey, yeah, but like you've got that little fancy little round thingy, and that seems to work really good. Uh, oh, I know. I mean, I've got that. Like I said, I got the fuzzy thing, But I don't know. Excuse me. Uh, I don't know. Wrong video. I wonder how many times she does retakes like on herself. Like when I do Audacity stuff, like so no, see, yeah, no. I do a lot of the same thing. Like so I try to get to the point where I can do a majority of the lines in one flow. And so but the thing is like so so like some of my stuff like when I was doing more of the larger roles, I would get almost a paragraph worth of lines in one shot without any breaks. Now, I would read it and then I would say it out loud and see where I would stumble on trying to say certain words or whatever. And then I would read it as if I was that person and I would try to, build around the character kind of thing. And there's just usually like that one damn word. That one word that like you get there and then all of a sudden you'll say a different word than that word. And you're like, I don't know how important that is to the person who wrote this. You know what I mean? You could have put an at or an and or, a the or a them, or whatever. Why won't we do this? Or, yeah. Yeah. And I hate when people want me to do the three takes. I hate that shit. Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's just it. So if I get to a spot where it's like that and it's kind of bad, I will actually reach out to whoever it is, the writer is, and say, look, I have said this 18 times like this. Now, this is what it comes out as when I say it naturally. Do you have a problem with this? And 9 times out of 10, they're like, no, we prefer you to have your character. You find it, yeah, natural. Yeah. Well, and because, like, uh, my worst role ever was I had to be a German. I had to be Heinrich Zemo. And I fucking could not stand doing that character. And, like, I actually ended up going, I don't want to do this role. I bailed out of the role. But there was like all these different concessions. Like, can you make it sound more German? That's too German. Can you make it sound less German? I'm like, oh my god, okay. Like every single sentence, like it was a change of mind, And I'm like, huh, I can't do this. Like, look, I mean, Preston, 9 times out of 10, I'm a one-time shot. Boom, it's over. Like, I'm very rarely, yeah, whatever. We're getting into music. Well, and then I refuse to use the Lord's name in vain. I won't do it. So I will. I got no problem saying, "Damn it!" I don't care if I say "fuck," but I will not use God's name in that way. I just that's me. Yeah. That's different. Yeah. Or what if I said this? Wouldn't that be funnier? Oh well, crap. So you're saying a joke in the middle of a funeral? Well, yeah. You gotta lighten the mood, right? Yeah. So during my mom's funeral, my daughter's up on top of the stage, and we're like, giving our feelings and whatnot, right? My daughter goes, yeah, and sometimes Grandma would talk about people and say bad things and mean things about them. And she just said it right there in front of everybody. And she's like, but she was nice most of the time. I'm like, oh shit. Uh-huh. I'm like, okay, crap. So we are here today, honestly, to talk about music. We're here to talk about Fallout music. And the reason that we got this really awesome, writer here who does the True Vault escapades and stuff like that is because he's also somebody who's ran a radio station for a very, 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 very long time, which, the DMCA is kind of like, assholes. And they like to ruin people's fun. But uh, in that time, Preston's had a lot of experience in dealing with Fallout music. He's also a lover of music, obviously. And we all love that era of music, and we're here to talk about it. And Sassy's the brainchild of all this, so I'm going to shut up now. Well, we all do, I think. It got bombed. Well, so like, have you guys listened to like Diamond Radio? And the only problem is it's like 6 or 7 songs long, and then it just cycles through. It's like, what about the other 15, 20 songs that were supposed to be there? You know, I was an internet radio DJ before I was a podcaster, right? I did everything. Everything from, oh yeah, techno, heavy metal. I did big band music. I did show tunes. Country music. I did. It's not techno technically, but it was like a house dance music kind of situation where, bands like Assemblage 23 or Rotter which you probably going, I have no idea who that is. Well, you got to listen to the music. Type in Assemblage 23 Binary. That'll give you a good idea of what kind of music. It's like a dark techno kind of thing. It would be like something, Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails. He does a lot of audio, just straight audio music, and he does a lot of that kind of style himself. These guys actually put lyrics behind it, but it's very dark and it's brooding. It'd be like Morrissey without lyrics. But yeah, no. When it comes to the older Fallout music, I grew up with somebody who grew up in an era in the 1940s, so they lived that life. They just out of the Great Depression. They had to um, ration everything in their lives. They were all worried about the big red scare. The uranium songs that we go, what made them think of making that? That's what it was. Is they were legitimately thinking about the situations that we see as a fantasy world in reality. Like they looked at it, they thought, at any day now they were going to be in a nuclear war, and they didn't even understand the concept of what that really meant, because the atom bomb wasn't truly like something that they would see, until Hiroshima. You had really no idea, like, and until those bombs started actually getting dropped and we had actual film coming back of that. a lot of people had no idea what they were in for, and so that that musical era, you know, uh, what's that? Fallout from the Fallout, baby. Crawl out, yeah, crawl out from the Fallout, yeah, crawl out from the Fallout, baby. You know, yeah. So and then like the uranium song and uranium fever and all those songs with all that stuff that we attach to the game. It's hard to realize sometimes that like there was legitimate fears and things like that going on at the time, that this music's not fantasy. This was a reality for some. Yeah. Well, you also are dealing with an era that was very deep in metaphor. They would utilize things like wordplay to be able to speak what they really wanted to say without saying it. Well, yeah, exactly. And a lot of that comes from, believe it or not, like slave music. Utilizing the innuendo and the metaphor to like share the plight of their fellow man during rough periods of time when they're not allowed to talk about these things, or even lesbian relationships and things like that that were considered faux pas. You listen to some of the lyrics, the music, and you pick it apart, and you hear that they're legitimately talking about homosexual relationships, or they're talking about spousal abuse and a lot of things that today, yeah, drugs, a lot. I mean, truck. I mean, I don't remember what song drops the window pane reference off the top of my head right now, but I was actually listening to the other night because sometimes I'll listen to it while I'm working, and I'm like listening, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is like the for yeah. It was, no. Chaplin stuff. The Victorian era and the French and the Renaissance era were really strong time frames of just let it hang. Yeah, yeah. I think it is. I think it is. Yeah. Well, just before this, so you had the Roaring Twenties, and then after the Roaring Twenties, you had the after the Depression, you had a really strong pull towards family values, which was like that's when you had Eisenhower in office and things like that, and then long after that, you had the '60s and '70s. peace, love, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And then the '80s, you had Reagan pop in, and then all of a sudden it was um, back to Jesus and making sure that y'all are going back to family values and hey, stop these drugs. That's when we got dare programs and everything else. And then it's like it literally is probably every 30 to 40 years we go from one extreme to the other. It's just pump pump pump. Yeah, so cyclical. Yeah, most definitely. Hmm. Crazy. Freedom. Gritty. Well, so I don't think they had the well. One, you don't have bands and recordings. You know, yeah, post war. But so up to '77, right? Up to '77, yeah, yeah. For a second, I thought you were talking about Brian Setzler and the Stray Cats, but I was like, oh no. There's also the premise that we don't know for sure that they didn't have that music and we lost a lot of it during the explosions. That might be part of it. You know what I mean? So it's like, so you lost 50 or 100 years or whatever worth of music because it was stored in such a way that wasn't retainable. Now you've got, you know, DJs like, Free Dog, who's actually spinning, actual disc or tape that they didn't have anymore because it was antiquated technology or whatever, but that survived. I mean, if you think about it, if we went through a nuclear holocaust, the likelihood is people are going to find albums and they're going to figure out how to put the needle to it and run that. Boiling, yeah. because they were made out of a different material. That makes sense. So in the 70s, they changed a lot of them. Yeah. So I got an answer for you guys. Records from the 70s and 80s often sound weaker and lower quality than earlier pressings, primarily due to the 1973 oil crisis, which forced manufacturers to use cheaper, thinner vinyl like RCA's Dynaflex, saving costs and sacrificing durability and the sound depth, a, a trend that continued even after the crisis ended. So, yeah. They used a cheaper material that was not as dense, which actually changed the sound quality along with the durability. So there you go. There's an answer. Is it story based? I'm looking at it right now. Hmm. So it's cutscenes. Okay. Kind of a Mass Effect kind of feel, gameplay wise. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Oh yeah, that's actually one of my favorite tunes from. That's Bob Crosby, right? Is it Bing? Is it Bing? Okay. Yeah. Rootin' Shootin' Cheerin' Trio. Let's take a quick moment. I'm here in a sec. Let's go ahead and take a quick moment. We're gonna take a quick break and come right back because I don't want to. I know you're getting into something right now, so I want to stop you before you get there. Like, nope, wait, 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 wait. I know you're gonna get into something, and I don't want anybody to miss anything that's coming up. So, yeah, yeah. And then we're gonna be like, we're back, and he was about to say something, and it's because I did it like really quick because I wanted to get right back into it. And so like I interrupted everything and I messed everybody's brains up because that's what I do. That's my job. I yeah, I'm like, and it's all of a sudden it's like, what was doing. So Sassy was about to tell us something really cool, and then I was like, no, 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 wait. Yeah. Yeah, well, I just looked at the time and I went, "Oh, I'm doing a Sassy where I'm just keeping on going and going and going." So I got to stop it. So and then she did it really super early. No, you did it like really super early. Like she did, it'd be like 20 minutes in, and she's like, "Nope, no, no, just gonna do it now." Hmm. Yeah, and that's where I'm at now. Yeah, that's where I'm at now because I was like, okay, if I don't stop her now, we're gonna get into something, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, I can't stop her at all. Fire. In some ways, it can. So at the same time, like when you're playing, let's say Tetris, for instance, not a very graphical game, right? So and the music is kind of whimsical sounding in most ways, but as you're progressing and the game speeds up, so does the music. And it what it does is it forces you into this kind of a panic stressed feeling. Yes. So and but if you turn the music off while you're playing Tetris, your mind will stay focused on just changing the patterns and matching the patterns. And it's a little makes it easier for some people. Now some people like the music helps them to actually do these different functions. But definitely the music is making a major impact over what you're seeing graphically for sure. I could I could definitely agree with what you were saying there because the impact that I get from that stupid little game. Yeah. crazy. Yeah. I've that song is a song that I like when you're like in the middle of the desert and there's nothing really going on and you're doing that long walk kind of situation and and you hear her going crazy and and I'm trying not to go no. Well, if you listen to her say crazy, it's pretty damn close to the same tone, but yeah, I'm not going to go crazy for feeling so lonely. So, no. But that that whole concept though is that song in that environment. Now at the same time, um, uh, Butcher Pete. There's times where I'm listening to Butcher Pete, and it feels like you're in the total wrong place to be hearing this song, but like it fits in this really weird way. And then if you really, 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 really pay attention to what that song's about, it doesn't fit at all. Yeah, yeah. It's like, yeah, it's a toe tapper about a guy who's trying to get laid in every possible way, whether they like it or not. And he's carrying a knife. Yeah, 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 yeah. You're doomed to repeat if you don't know. I never heard of the ink spots until Fallout. Well, it's very so they always made sure to like do that storytelling element in there somewhere. Yeah, yeah. The Barry White voice. Yeah, they bastardized it basically. Yeah, that's one of the once. Yeah. Well, and you, if you think about it, there's a lot of bands throughout history that have had very similar things happen with them. They've transferred out no, mind you, not quite like that, but they've transferred out band members to the point where they actually started recycling the old band members back in, and they were no longer like the leads of the band. They were like, oh, you were in the band at one point. You know what you're doing. Come on in, and then yeah, could have gone first circle. Who knows? It's like, and it's I wonder why that didn't turn into some sort of crazy copyright in the future, like now. You know what I mean? It's like, how are they able to copyright? Well, how can YouTube? Right, but like right now, like if we were to play some ink spots on now, YouTube would be crying about it. You know? Yeah. If it's not inside their library and stated that it's a non-licensed song, they'll nail you for it. Which is, it's, yeah, yeah. Well, West Virginia definitely had its own sound. That's for sure. Oh yeah, yeah. You know when you're playing New Vegas. I just saw he was holding up the same pen. We're pen pals. Before Jimi Hendrix cut a speaker open. I don't think the Beach Boys belongs in any Fallout game. Sorry. Yeah. Unless it was to happen literally on the beaches of California. Then I could see that. It would have to be Cali, bro. Now I'm a Californian, but like so. That seemed to me like a money grab, probably. Beach Boys paid to have put in there so that they can get some royalties. Well, you notice you don't got any Big Bopper. You don't have any Elvis Presley. You don't have any Roy Orbison. Yeah, you know what I'm saying though, right? Or Roy Orbison, or yeah, yeah. But you see what I'm saying though, right? It's like there's certain ones like they just did they, no Big Bopper, you got the Wanderer. Oh, huh. Yes, sissy. Yeah, big sissy, crybaby. That's why there's so many support groups as guys like you. Sorry. I'm only kidding, I swear. Hmm. I bet you Elvis Presley would be like, I'm all about it, folks. Let's go. Yeah. Well, the thing is, though, is well, Elvis was a very religious man, so I don't know. I mean, he might have had some problems with this. It's kind of, yeah. Yeah. I love that song. I love that song. That's a great song. Well, so that whole games rot your brain thing, that's obviously stuff from our parents who had no idea what kind of, they had no idea. It scared them. Why is our kids spending so much time in front of a monitor? What do we do? Why is our kids, yeah. If they can shut it off on their own accord and go, crafting or make something, like my kids will shut off the computer and they'll go and make sculptures with clay, or they'll go make stuff with popsicle stick. They like making stuff. They like to craft, and they got creative minds. And my oldest daughter loves to write, so a lot of these things, like, they stimulate those elements in you. And our parents didn't understand it because they didn't have it. I mean, literally, my mom, when she was a kid, used to play with cats in front of the house, and that was their entertainment at night before they went to bed. They would have a little fire right outside their trailer because that's the way they lived, out in the middle of Barstow, living in a converted chicken coop. Like, they lived out there, and their entertainment was playing with the little cats outside, or whatever cans and bottle caps they had. They would actually use those like we used Hot Wheels, and it's just a different world, and your creative levels are different at different points. And I thought that was really interesting to go back and look at that kind of stuff. So, one thing I can say about music that, yeah, so this is something I can explain about music that a lot of people, for some reason, seem to miss. A lot of people go, "That's before your time. That's before your time." Music has no time. It doesn't. No, because I like Bach, I like Vivaldi, I love Tchaikovsky. I love music from the classical era. I love, my musical interests and tastes are so broad and vast that there's no limit. There's no limit in music. That's what makes music so wonderful. There is no limits. There is no boundaries. And so that being said, there's it why you would be interested in a certain type of music is because it speaks to your soul, no matter who you are, one way or another. There's a lot of songs from the Fallout era that I could care less about, but there's also a lot of songs in that Fallout, genre world that hit me in a way that no other song can. It speaks to you. It talks to your soul. Yeah. Yeah. I love the sound of old adds to it. Yeah. Yeah. It's more I feel like it takes you back to that time frame that you get to understand what it is for them. Who remembers turning on a television? Who remembers turning on their television and before anything happened, it would actually go when you first turned it on. Yeah, it would have like a white noise beginning, no matter what. It would go yeah, yeah. We had an RCA with the record player on top and the speakers on the side. You know, yeah, the one you needed people to help you move. Anyway, this was an incredible. This was actually something I would like to revisit again. Yeah, digital AI. Well, and there's a quality to that too. I mean, there's a sound for yeah. I like a bass. I like a guitar. I like the drums. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's like I could spend so I have the like I get in moods like I'll go through War Pigs and then I'll do Ride the Lightning and then I'll do you know um I don't know something softer. Well, Depeche Mode, I mean, it doesn't matter, and Duran or Talking Heads. I love the 80s. There's a lot of 80s music that I love, and I like, I, well, because I'm like, but see, I've got my playlists are so mixed. It's like I can go from NXS to like thrash metal, you know? What, thrash? Hair bands were like, that's Rat. uh, uh, ACDC's rock. Yeah. Poison, Def Leppard. That's hairband. Yeah, that's hairband. Anything that Ozzy would be on stage with him. If anything, Ozzy was on stage with him, you would be like, no. Pantera, Incubus. Oh, I'm gonna be terrible. You know that. That means I'm totally gonna get them all wrong. What song? I don't know. Not a clue. That's because he can type quietly. Fallout 4? I don't know. I don't. I can't really think of them that way. Atom Bomb Baby. Is that a Fallout 4 one? Atom Bomb Baby. Okay. Well, that I've got 9 million songs in my head from Fallout. Which one goes with what? Oh okay. The Wanderer should have been from Fallout 4, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Personality. I don't know. I'm gonna guess three. I'm guessing. I'm guessing three. I don't know. Okay. It doesn't matter. I don't really listen to the music when I'm playing Fallout 76 as much. Um, would maybe be on there? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. It's kind of like any. If I throw ink spots, it kind of gives you away with it, right? Well, I know the ink spots are in every game. I know the ink spot. Oh, okay. Well, the ink spots pretty much is the dominating band of the all of the games, right? It, in the most part, the ink spots are like the dominating band of all the games, right? Because I don't want to set the world on fire. It's kind of like that song that sets it off in your head, at least immediately. Right. Oh, of the new era, yes. Oh, I would have to look that shit up. I don't know. Okay. Peggy Lee also does Johnny Guitar, right? Okay. Yeah. That's one of the songs that. No, that one I know for sure is a New Vegas song, just because I've walked through the desert. Oh well, okay, or Big Iron. Big Iron's also from New Vegas. Yeah. I play more New Vegas than I have any other really any of them other than when I spent like an entire year playing three, but that was a long, long, long ago. Yeah. Um, Happy days are here again. I'll guess three. Okay. In 76, there's so little that I listened to in 76. I was like, whatever difference a day makes from Fallout 3. Yeah, I don't want to set the world on fire. It's like that's the opening song. How can you not get that one, you know? I'm tickled pink. I don't think yeah, I don't I just I get when I don't know I just guess 3. Yeah, just cuz. That's just me guessing. I mean, shit. What game is that Skeeter Davis song "The End of the World"? Is it 4? Yeah. I was just curious. I just like that whole. I was listening to it with somebody that was having a really bad day, and they're like, "Man, that's a depressing ass song." For some reason, it's making me feel better. I'm getting screamed at. Uranium Fever. That's in 2 of them at least, right? Or Uranium Fever, Orange Colored Sky. Yeah. A- anything from anything ink spot. That might be it. Bongo, bongo, bongo. Yeah. You know, it's funny. Is they're more expensive for the shitty ones now than it was, but when you bought them when they were popular, I used to be able to get one for like. I used to be able. To, you used to be able to get one for like $20. Now you got to spend like $50 for the same record player you spend for $20. Victor Records, isn't that so? Victor Records is what becomes RCA, yeah, RCA, yeah. So that's an old album. To la rue, yeah. The B side band plays at the Pioneer Saloon. Yeah, and the B side band. All right, guys, that's gonna pretty much do it tonight because I'm gonna have to get out of here. You know me and my, I'm already past my my scheduled go be a parent thing. I would love to do this again, actually. And of course, Sassy would have to do more of her fun little thing there because make it where I look like an idiot more. You know, just I listen to the music. I just don't give a shit. No, I can't handle that. Because I don't pay attention to where it's at. I just listen to the music. I don't give a shit what game it's in. I listened. I play all the games. So like, how can I? Yeah, what? Oh, they'll have a memory of when they were playing the game. It'll. Yeah. Yeah. A whole new generation's being introduced to this music by the TV show that they're probably too young to be watching. Right? There's people fucking chickens in this show. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let's get your kid a syringe. Come on. All right, guys. That's gonna do it for me. Everybody say goodnight.